Alright, in this video we're going to talk about how to actually use UPurMEMOry for scripture memorization. You'll notice up here in the top left corner I've still got the two shortcuts from the installation video. You can choose either one of them depending on how you've installed UPurMEMOry. I'm going to go ahead and choose the one that I created with the setup executable and drag this to the middle of the screen since this is our main window that we're going to be messing with in this video. First thing you want to do is you want to go to settings and then choose edit settings. You can choose your notification sound, and we've got a few different types of sounds. Some of them funny, some of them not, just to help make this as lighthearted or as serious as you want it. You can choose your testing interval, meaning you can even set it to no reminder, meaning you will choose to test yourself, or while UPurMEMOry is running, it will choose to test you based on this setting that you set in here. I'm going to go ahead and choose 5 minutes for right now. And then the play feedback sound is as you're being tested, it will, if you choose to, notify you whether you're doing it right or wrong. It will always provide visual feedback. The auditory feedback is more for, it will beep at you if you're doing it incorrectly, but then at the end of a finished passage, it will also cheer for you, give you kind of that incentive to keep going. So I'm going to go ahead and choose to play the feedback sound. I'm going to click accept. And now I'm going to add a new passage. So you'll see the screen here. I'm going to say, I'm just going to give it a name. And then I'm going to type in my passage. Alright, passage we're probably all pretty familiar with. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. Now, the next step is to generate the hint. You'll notice I'm using the method promoted by Mark Sheet on productivity501.com. That's kind of where I got the idea for this. You'll notice too that I also put this button in for strip punctuation from passage. You notice that there's a period on here on the end. If you don't strip the punctuation, it will ask you to enter the punctuation when it tests you for the passage. So I'm going to go ahead and say strip punctuation from the passage, and I'm going to regenerate my hint. Notice if you've already got a hint generated, it will prompt you. Let's say you didn't want a hint, or you wanted something for God so loved da, da, da. Let's say you wanted that to be your hint. Well, that's not the same one that's been auto-generated, but you can do whatever you want for your hint. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the standard hint. This checkbox down here is asking, do you want it to force to be case sensitive? So you'll notice that my for and God are capitalized. If you choose for it to be case sensitive when you are tested with the passage, it will tell you you're incorrect if you don't match the case that the passage is selected in. Typically when I do it, I choose not to have it case sensitive. And then the selected means that this is just one of the passages that you are going to be tested on. So when we click accept here, you'll notice that John 3:16 is available as a passage now. Now, this stop timer button is used, you know how we said it's going to test you every 5 minutes. So let's say you are doing this on a laptop and you've got a meeting. You can choose to stop the timer so that it doesn't pop up in the middle of your meeting. I'm going to go ahead and say start the timer back up and let it do its thing. And then it will notify you when you hit your 5 minutes. In this case, we've chosen 5 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what? I'm going to close it. You'll notice it tells you that it is still running. And so you can be doing whatever you want to do, and it will go ahead and notify you when you hit your notification interval. And so I'm going to go, but your other option too is if you right click on the icon down here, you can say, you know what, I want to go ahead and just test myself on my passages. You'll see that you get the test window up here now. You get a blank screen. You have two options. Like let's say you didn't know, oh, I got it wrong. So you notice we got the red X, and we also got the green check mark back when we are getting it right. But let's say this wasn't an easy passage. You pick something long, it's your first time choosing this passage or being tested on this passage. You have the ability to show your hint. So you see, here's the hint that was generated as we created our passage. Now let's say you go, for God so loved the world, and you just get stuck. And you're like, you know what, I can't remember what it is. You just go ahead and click show passage, and it will notify you. It'll show you the passage that is being tested on. And you can go back to the hint, you can hide, do whatever you need to do. But we're going to go ahead and show the hint. Oh, typo. I wouldn't recommend when you're doing a video or you have this on at work that you would have the feedback notification. And I didn't hit that last character because I want you to hear this. It will cheer for you when you're done, and then you have the chance to close it. And if you double click on the icon down here, you can get your passages back. If you have multiple passages, you can choose to deselect passages and not use different passages. And as you get better and better at your passages, you can have ones that you do want to use, and test yourself on ones that you don't want to test yourself on anymore, or however you want to do that. But really, that's it. If you've got questions, here's a useful blog entry on memorization. This is the one that it's based off of. It just kind of walks you through the particular methodology that we're using for this particular application. But yeah, it's a great blog. It's one that I've read for a long time. You can go to, if you want to get passages, you can go to BibleGateway.com, and then the About window gives you a way to get in contact with us at 2 Mile Solutions. Hopefully this helps you greatly in your memorization, and we look forward to hearing your feedback and how things are working for you. Have a great day.